moment of inertia. So what is inertia? The inability of the body to change by itself its state of rest or the linear motion. So this is a linear motion. Okay, uniform linear motion is called as a inertia. So the inability of the body to change change by itself by the state of rest or the uniform motion is called as a inertia. There are the three types of inertia: inertia at rest, inertia at motion, inertia of the direction. We are already studied in laws of motion unit. So what is the moment of inertia? This is a property of the body by virtue of it opposes the torque. Your torque means rotating force. So whenever the body is in rotating rotational motion, so the property of the body which opposes the torque tending to change the state of rest or the uniform rotation about the axis. So what is the inertia? So inability of the body to change by itself. The same thing, there is something which opposes the rotational force, does not allow, inability to change its state is called as a moment of inertia. In simple word, for linear case, it is, we are saying that the inability of the body to change its state of rest or motion is called as inertia. In rotational case, the inability of the body to change its state of rest is called as a moment of inertia. So that is, this property will opposes the rotational motion, that is called as a torque. So let us take a simple example. This is the body. It consists of the three particles M1, M2 and M3. This is the axis of rotation. If you are rotating in the anti-clockwise direction with the angular velocity omega, so this body is rotated in this direction, so like this. So this is a body, so this will be rotated, this axis is fixed, so in this angular anti-clockwise direction with the angular velocity omega, a body is rotated. So the mass M1 in the body is rigid body M1, and mass M2 and mass M3 is also rotated. The distance from the axis to the masses are R1, R2 and R3 respectively. So what will happen when the body is rotated? This each and individual masses also rotated in this direction. So the moment of inertia can be calculated as mass into that is a product of mass into square of the distance from the axis of rotation. So I is equal to m1 r square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 squared. All this, that is very simply mass into r squared. So I is equal to m r squared. This is a total R, that is the individual R1, R2 and R3, that is the total effective R. That R is called as the radius of gyration. So in simple words, moment of inertia means the inability, that is the opposing force which opposes the torque, is called as a inertia during the rotational motion. So that moment of inertia, in mathematically we can say that mass into the distance from the axis, that is a R. So m into r squared. So the factors depends upon the moment of inertia is mass of the body, size and shape of the body, distribution of the masses, how much the masses are distributed inside the system about the axis of rotation. From the axis of rotation, how much the masses are distributed. Here the only one mass, here the two masses are there. So here weight will be more, here the weight will be less. So that will be determined, that distribution of masses. Then position and the orientation of axis of rotation with respect to body. So what is the rotation axis? In this rotation or in this rotation or in this rotation. So the axis rotation also determined. So the moment of inertia depends upon, these are all the following four factors. So very simply, the moment of inertia means it is a mathematical concept. So in linear motion, we can take mass as a mass. But in rotational motion, whenever we are substituting the mass, we have to substitute mass not directly m, we have to substitute as the I. That is the moment of inertia, m into r squared. So what is the relation between the moment of inertia and the rotational kinetic energy? So the kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. We know that angular velocity, which is equal to linear velocity by displacement, that is a rotation, that is the rotation radius, axis of rotation radius or the perpendicular distance. So v is equal to omega r. So rotational kinetic energy is equal to half m. Instead of v squared, we have to substitute omega squared r squared. Mr squared, which is equal to I. So half I omega square. So very simple. In kinetic energy linear case, half mv square. Here the v squared in rotational motion is angular velocity. This is the linear velocity, this is the angular velocity. We can take that half will come. Instead of mass we are substituting inertia. So that is I say that inertia is a moment of inertia as a mass concept. In linear case we are taken that mass as a m. In rotational case we are taken as a mass as a moment of inertia. So hence we can say that moment of inertia is called as a rotational analog of mass in linear motion. So this is a rotational analog mass. So the mass will be taken. Next, what is the relation between torque and moment of inertia? So we know that angular acceleration, which is equal to linear acceleration by r is the rotational distance. So a is equal to alpha r. So f is tau is equal to torque, which is equal to r vector cross f vector, that is simply force into perpendicular distance. Force is a mass into acceleration. In this acceleration substitute alpha r. So that means m into r square into alpha. What is the mr square? That is the moment of inertia. So torque, which is equal to moment of inertia into alpha. So this is a relation between the torque and moment of inertia. So in linear case we can say that F is equal to ma. So F is a linear force, torque is a rotational force. Ma, A is a linear acceleration, alpha is a rotational angular acceleration. For m, here also we are substitute I. So that is the relation between torque and moment of inertia. So what is the moment of inertia? We are seeing that moment of inertia formula is I is equal to m r square. The factor depends upon the moment of inertia. The relation between the rotational kinetic energy and the moment of inertia is half I omega square. Then torque and the moment of inertia is tau is equal to I alpha. Then what is the relation between angular momentum and the moment of inertia? So omega, which is equal to v by r. So v is equal to omega r. The linear momentum is p is equal to mv. So angular momentum is L is equal to p into r. Instead of p you substitute mv. So instead of v omega r you substitute. So what we will get? mr square into omega. So L is equal to I omega. Again I will say that wherever the mass will come you substitute that I. So p is equal to mv. So p is a linear momentum. Here the angular momentum L. M into v. V is a linear momentum. Omega is the linear velocity. This is the angular velocity. So instead of mass only you are substituting the I. So p is equal to mv is a linear case. So instead of p, L and v is omega. For mass we are substitute moment of inertia I. So comparing here, it is easy for us to study the rotational motions. Then the conservation of angular momentum. Similar to the linear momentum case, angular momentum also conserved. So tau is equal to dl by d theta. When tau is equal to 0, when the external torque acting on a rigid body due to the external force is 0 means dl by dt which is equal to 0. Then whenever any component will become answer 0 for differentiating means that component must be constant. So L is equal to constant. L is a I omega. So L is equal to I omega is a constant. In linear case also we are saying that the linear momentum P is equal to constant. P1 plus P2 plus P3 is equal to constant. The same way we are conserve the conservation of angular momentum. So far we are seeing that linear case and the angular case in different ways. Now we are going to conclude. So we are going to compare the linear and rotational motions. So now we are going to take that displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, work, kinetic energy, power, impulse in linear case and angular motion. So what about the displacement? In linear case displacement is S. Then the rotational motion, it is a theta. So velocity is equal to displacement by time, that is the ds by theta. In angular velocity, omega is equal to theta by t. Angular displacement by time, that is the d theta by dt. Then acceleration is equal to velocity by time. Here the acceleration is equal to alpha is equal to omega by dt, that is the d omega by dt. Here f is equal to ma. Here tau is equal to I alpha. Rotational force into mass is m. So instead of mass we are substituting I and linear acceleration a. Here the angular acceleration alpha. Then momentum P is equal to mv. Here L is equal to I omega. So we have Newton's second law, F is equal to dp by dt. Here also we have the tau is equal to dl by dt. Then work is equal to force into displacement. Here work is equal to rotational force is a torque and the displacement is an angular displacement. Kinetic energy is half mv squared. Here half, instead of mass, moment of inertia I, and the velocity is angular velocity omega squared. Then power is equal to force into velocity. Here the power is equal to force is a rotational force torque and velocity is the angular velocity tau. Then impulse is equal to force into time. Here also torque into time. Here a change in velocity. Final is a change in momentum. Final momentum minus initial momentum. Final momentum minus initial momentum. Also, there is a relation between the linear and rotational case. That is the thing. So, linear angular velocity which is equal to linear velocity by r. Angular acceleration is equal to linear acceleration by r. The angular force, that is the rotational force tau, is equal to r vector cross linear force. Angular momentum which is equal to r vector cross linear momentum. Angular force, that is the rotational force torque, which is equal to dl by dt, that is the angular momentum. So if you read this table, if you understand this table, this is this entire unit, this whole unit will be explained in this table. So this table will be helpful for the JEE and NEET purpose for comparative studies. So in this unit, system of particles and rotational motion. So already we have studied about the system of particles and everything and rotational motion. Some examples. Today's videos we have studied detail about the what is the rotational analogs with the linear motion. We are completed the unit number, chapter number 7. Thank you, students.